Hey YouTube, what is up? How is everybody doing today? I hope your days are going good and your lives are going even better than that. We are gonna be jumping into some Ophis with Among the Falling Stones. They are a doom metal band, a death doom band, if I'm thinking about it. Just from looking at the first comment, if you just look at the first comment in the video, you'll see it. But still, this was requested to me from one of my real life Facebook fans, and they were like, you should really do some Ophis, they're doom, and should be interesting to listen to, man. It's long, as it's doom, and most doom is really, really long. But besides that, we're just going to jump straight into it. Take this as a moment to pause, man. That intro was interesting. The intro was like, how was best to really explain it? It was like very long-winded, but it just really went into the song. It just started off as like very simple. Then they started adding bits and bits and bits, and then it obviously went into his voice. His voice is incredible, by the way. Any person who can do a growl like that is impressive, because trust me, that shit is not easy to do. And some people are just uniquely gifted to be able to give such amazing, talented growls, and I'm enjoying it. I love doom. Doom is one of my favourite genres of metal. It's just very difficult to react to, because you kind of have to give context, and listening to a straight 13-minute doom song without pausing, I don't think would work as a video, personally, but you know, let's just go. transition is so sick. It went from doom and then it just added like that little tiny bit of melody, man, and it just brought the whole song into a completely different dimension, man. That's fucking awesome. The lyrics are very grim. I have the lyrics on my other screen over there, but like they're proper grim. Like, put a price on sacred thoughts, feast on feces on a silver plate. You wish for pain, but you are numb. Like, literally fucked up lyrics, but what the fuck do you expect, man? It's doom, and the growl is basically almost brutal death in terms of the way that it's performed. So it's going to be a little bit fucked up, I think, but that's the beauty of doom. It's meant to be about fucked up things, you know what I mean? Either way. That is literally a pausing moment right there. The thing that I love about Doom is that the fact, even though it is very dark, even though it can be very heavy, even though it can be very growled, you can definitely feel the emotion coming through the song. And that's the most important part of listening to any kind of metal, man. If you can feel the emotion, the passion, what they're feeling throughout the song, then the song is working perfectly. That's especially true within Doom, as in general, in terms of like how Doom is made. Doom is made in such a way. It's meant to be pure emotion and passion and depression and darkness and all of that crazy shit that we all go through. And it's just personified within the music, and this is doing it beautifully. Doing little tiny changes and switch ups just to keep it interesting, just to keep the 13 minutes feel like it's way less than that. And yeah, man. That was so fucking beautiful. The song isn't done, by the way, but that solo was insane. The fact it was just drums and bass for a long period of time added to the atmosphere. Then as it slowly came in to bring in the guitar, you could just feel that it wasn't just going to be a standard typical solo. The solo suited the song. The solo had so much passion, so much feeling built into it, that you could feel a whole bunch of emotions going through it. You could feel the depression, the darkness, the everything that you could feel going through it. Literally have lumps in my throat because of like just feeling the pure depression and darkness that's going through the song is incredible. People who can write doom are probably some of the most gifted songwriters in the world, because doom is a very difficult subject to write. It's probably one of the hardest metal topics to actually write, because to get it right, you have to be able to feel it emotionally. You have to be able to bring yourself to that point of depression or depravity or darkness inside of yourself, and just to bring that out in the form of music and vocals, and it's insane. It's wonderful. It's just amazing to hear like the darkest emotions you can feel just personified so easily, if you know what I mean. That was amazing. I don't know how to describe it. It was like a journey. It was like a pure fucking journey that I just went on with this band. Like, yeah, it's a 13-minute song, but it doesn't feel like it. Like, I know I paused a couple of times, so you're thinking maybe I felt it, but it didn't, man. I felt like I was pausing after, like, a few seconds, just because of, like, all the different experiences I was hearing within the music. It was just something beautiful. Dark, yes, but beautiful. The guy's voice, it's very deep, and it's very growled nicely, but his pronunciation is actually very well. He gets his syllables perfect in his growls, which let me tell you, is very difficult to do. The way that you growl, it obviously comes from your diaphragm, and then it comes up, and then you have to kind of pronunciate while you're actually trying to get the growl out, and it just takes a lot of work, a lot of practice. And just speaking normally for a lot of people, in order to be completely understood, say if you're speaking on a stage or you're speaking to a YouTube audience or something like that. Like, I speak differently now than what I would speak if I wasn't speaking to a microphone, if you know what I mean. I change my voice down maybe like an octave or so. And basically just simple things that you have to do in order just to keep your voice able to be heard and to be understood. And the fact that this guy can do it while growling is fucking incredible. The lyrics are so dark and fucked up. It's all about the world being an empty place, the world being a place of very fucked up things, about your children being and so you feed your children to those without a soul. you wallow in their puke, dung beetles and spider webs. Like, it's got so many different themes and things running through it. It's just amazing. It's just like, you can definitely see what they were going for. It's a very anti-society kind of way of doing Doom, about how empty you feel inside because your life is basically meaningless. Your life is just a number to a lot of the big government agencies and other things, and it just feels like your children are going into nothing. They're just selling their souls to nobody, to people who they will never meet. They will be dragged into the shit. They will be dragged into the sewers. They will be forced into fucked up, terrible situations, because that's how we as humanity are for a lot of our periods of time. Especially depending on where you live in the world. Obviously, there's places in the world where if you're born the wrong gender, then you live like a shallow life, which is fucked up beyond belief. But that's just a literal reality for some people. And like if you're born in America, for instance, you don't have the right to healthcare. You have to have insurance. It's not taxed for you. It's not taxed. It's not anything like that. So if you have no job or if you have no health insurance and you get very sick, you're gonna be pulling a lot of debt. Hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of debt, which is insane. Whereas in places in Europe, mostly our healthcare is very universal, depending on where you live, of course, but it's generally more universal than a lot of countries. And things like that, just how the world is a complete wreck of a place for a lot of things. And it's just interesting to hear all the different darkness coming around it, because you can just feel yourself wallowing into the void the further you get into the song, and I fucking love it. I need to hear a lot more songs from Ophis. They are fucking incredible. Taking me on journeys in my brain, man. And like I've always said, if you can make my imagination force to work, then you have a fucking amazing song. Either way, I'm going to start rambling, man. This has already been a 20+ minute video, man. Have a wonderful day, evening, or night. And I will catch you guys in the very, very next video. Until then, have an amazing day. Take it easy.